Columbus, Carolina, 7-8 on the rotation here. We've got Carolina minus 115, slight road favorite against Carolina, who played last night in Buffalo, got a nice overtime win. Total 5.5 shaded to the under, and I'm on the Jackets here. I like the situation for them, a situation where they can take advantage of a Carolina team that played last night, 5-4 overtime win. Good response from Columbus the other night against the New York Islanders. Remember, that was coming off a shocking debacle, to be honest with you, against the Edmonton Oilers, where they lost 7-2, where John Tortorella comes to the podium and says, I'm not taking any questions. Really, I don't need to answer any questions about this kind of game after the Edmonton loss. So as soon as you saw that, you knew, hey, he's a little PO'd. That's probably a good move by John Tortorella, knowing when he's upset after a loss like that, what Columbus had against Edmonton, he's going to say something he might regret. And he actually is. He has matured, actually, John Tortorella. If you ask me, he really, really has. He's tried to quell the rants a little bit, quell the just losing your shit all the time when things go wrong. And he certainly did his best to do that after the Edmonton game. And the team responded. Nice win against the Islanders. Islanders fell down 3-0, tied it up, but Columbus responded right away, took the lead back, ended up winning that game 6-4. So it was a good bounce back for them. I think they can keep the momentum going here. Carolina, to me, we talked about it the other night, and I know they came back to beat Buffalo last night. This has been a ridiculous schedule for them. They have been traveling nonstop between every single game since November the 26th. Okay, that's November 26th to now. That's like over 3 weeks now where you've been traveling after every game. After every freaking game. I mean, at some point it's gonna catch up to you. And now you're playing back to back as well. You were on the road for a couple games. You came home for one game. You went out west to Western Canada, then down to California, then to Vegas, then three time zones across to the east to Buffalo for that game last night, and now you're back home on the second night of back-to-backs. At some point, you hit a wall. I'm sorry, you hit a physical wall. The gas tank has nothing left. That could be it for Carolina tonight. Yeah, give me Columbus at an even money price and a flat-out better hockey team as well. Give me Columbus here, minus 115 in this hockey game. Like that play. Alex B. Smith also involved in this game. Alex, what are you looking at here?
Well, now you mentioned the whole crazy schedule that they have, but here's the thing on top of it. It's the second night of back-to-backs. Then they go back on the road for 2 more games before playing against Buffalo before the holiday break. So it's absolutely brutal. I don't know who Carolina pissed off in the NHL offices to lend them this kind of schedule, but it's been absolutely horrific. And the fact that I think most of us had Carolina as a team on the rise this year, and I had this whole stretch circle thinking if they're gonna make the playoffs, this is I think it'll be at least 500 within this kind of a brutal stretch, but they haven't really done that. And now you said 10 on a Columbus team, they've won 11 of their last 15. They've won 4 of their last 6 against Carolina. And so we see Columbus, one of those teams they've been up and down a little bit, struggling a little bit, but they're one of those teams, kind of like how you mentioned with Pittsburgh. They're a team that they don't really have to take every single game too seriously. They're one of the better teams in their division, and they can get a good roll, good momentum, and should be able to make the playoffs pretty easily. So I do see them winning here tonight. I'm on Columbus as well, but like I said, I'd be looking to possibly fade Carolina maybe for 2 or 3 of the next couple of games because, like I said, this has been absolutely brutal. And it's tough to go home. Like I said, these standalone spots that they've had at home and then going back on the road have just been absolutely brutal for them.
Absolutely brutal. And again, Carolina is one of those teams. They're 6-6, by the way, their home record. It's nothing to write home about, and they have no home ice edge. I mean, they're lucky if they're even half full for their home games for these in Carolina. I mean, the attendance is absolutely god awful. For the Hurricanes this season. So you got to downgrade that. You can't give Carolina the same home ice advantage or weight of playing on home ice that you give to Vegas or you give to Chicago, or you give to Tampa, some of the better buildings in the league, any of the Canadian, Toronto, teams of Montreal. You can't give Carolina that same weight from a home ice perspective. Nashville, one of the strongest home ices in the NHL. You can't give Carolina that same weight. There is no ambiance there. There's no electricity. There's no any kind of raucous environment there. So there's no problem for me betting against Carolina when they're at home because that's not much of a home ice edge for them. And we've talked about it. The spot, they're off 2 big wins against Vegas. Not many people have won in Vegas. They did in a shootout, and then they beat Buffalo last night. So it's not like there's a sense of urgency here for Carolina. It's a great, great bet against spot as far as I'm concerned. for Carolina tonight and to go with Columbus here in this game.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now, we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Now, not to mention, a visit to our industry-leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now, the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.